As the world braces for the 29th United Nations Climate Change Conference in Baku, Azerbaijan, the focus on climate finance has never been more critical. This year's conference promises to address some of the most pressing issues in climate finance, setting the stage for transformative global actions. The critical role of climate finance. Climate finance is pivotal for enabling developing countries to reduce greenhouse gas emissions and adapt to the adverse effects of climate change. The discussions at Climate Change Conference are expected to revolve around setting a new climate finance goal, moving beyond the previous commitment of $100 billion annually by 2025. This new target aims to address the financial needs of developing countries, which are estimated to require at least $5.8 trillion by 2030 to effectively implement their national climate plans. Challenges and contentious issues. One of the significant challenges at Climate Change Conference is the disagreement over the size and distribution of climate finance. Developed and developing countries are at odds over who should contribute to the fund and who should benefit from it. For instance, countries like Norway and the United States argue that high-emission nations and economically capable countries, such as China, should also contribute. On the other hand, developing countries emphasize the need for inclusive access to these funds to ensure comprehensive support for all vulnerable nations. Another critical issue is the form of climate finance. A significant portion of the funds provided thus far has been in the form of loans, which many developing countries argue only add to their debt burden. There is a strong call for these funds to be in the form of grants and highly concessional finance to prevent further economic strain on the recipient countries. The new collective quantified goal. At Climate Change Conference, the new collective quantified goal on climate finance will be a focal point. This goal is expected to be ambitious and reflective of the actual needs of developing countries. It will likely include sub-goals for mitigation, adaptation, and loss and damage, ensuring a holistic approach to climate action. The new collective quantified goal will build on the lessons from the previous $100 billion goal, aiming for a more sustainable and equitable distribution of resources. Innovations and initiatives. Azerbaijan, the host country, is setting a notable example with its green energy transition initiatives. The country aims to reduce greenhouse gas emissions by 40% by 2050 and increase its renewable power capacity to 30% by 2030. These efforts highlight the potential for national initiatives to contribute significantly to global climate goals. The role of the World Bank and international support. The World Bank's decision to host the Loss and Damage Fund is a significant milestone in global climate finance. This fund is crucial for supporting vulnerable nations facing severe climate impacts, providing much-needed financial resources to rebuild and recover. The World Bank will manage this fund for 4 years, ensuring that it operates under an independent governance structure to guarantee effective and transparent use of the resources. This arrangement aims to build trust among donor and recipient countries, ensuring that the funds are allocated and utilized efficiently to address the immediate and long-term needs of those most affected by climate change. By hosting this fund, the World Bank is playing a pivotal role in operationalizing commitments made at previous climate change conference meetings, thus reinforcing the global commitment to climate justice and resilience. Expectations and moving forward. As the world heads towards Climate Change Conference, there is an urgent need for developed countries to fulfill their financial commitments and take the lead in providing the necessary support for climate-vulnerable nations. The success of Climate Change Conference hinges on the ability of global leaders to set an ambitious, fair, and effective climate finance goal that addresses both current and future needs. Climate Change Conference presents an opportunity to reset the global climate finance agenda, ensuring that all nations, especially those most vulnerable, have the resources they need to combat climate change and build resilient futures. The decisions made in Baku will have far-reaching implications, potentially shaping the trajectory of global climate action for years to come. By fostering a collaborative and inclusive approach, Climate Change Conference can pave the way for a more sustainable and equitable world, demonstrating that collective action is not only necessary but possible. The stakes are high, but so is the potential for meaningful progress. That's all for today's video. Let's stay informed, engaged, and hopeful. If you found this video insightful, don't forget to like and subscribe for more updates on global climate initiatives and how you can be part of the change. Thank you for joining us on this journey toward a greener, more equitable world.